Hello, everybody. Hope you guys are well and safe and enjoying your life. I'm sorry that I am posting this video very late. I was a little busy, so I couldn't post many videos there. But so I think that I should resume now and should make the videos more often. So let's get back to the LFCS series, which we was working on before. And we are going to work on this now. So first of all, I mean, as you have followed this series, there is a sequence. Actually, if you come onto my channel, you will see a playlist and the sequence of the videos, the way the videos are placed in the playlist. You should follow it that way so you understand it better. So before we start it, as always, as I mentioned, that if you don't follow that lab setup lecture, you should look for that so that you have a virtual machine ready and installed, and then of course you can connect with the putty or terminal to that virtual machine, and then we can do our labs there. Okay, so let's don't waste the time, and let's not waste the time, and let's get back to the agenda. Okay, so that's the agenda we have. It should be very short and important video, and some of the topics which I thought should cover a bit more in details, and which is important as well as a sysadmin. So let's see that. So first of all is the Ulimit. Okay, so what is the Ulimit and how we can work on it? So when the system is heavily used, it would be a big challenge for a system administrators to manage the resources. Okay, and maybe if one user is using more resources than it required, and one user, if he need more resources but he's not getting that, so usually we need to limit that. So Ulimit, is a very powerful command which helps to limit the resources on your system. And sometime but not very often, a single user may start too many processes to make the system unstable, and in those situations, or to mitigate with or cope up with those situations, we can use Ulimit command to limit the number of processes each user or group can run certain amount of resources. So that's what the Ulimit is. And basically there are two types of limits, hard limits and soft limits. The limit is for basically security purposes. So hard limit can be increased only by the root user. Okay, and a non root process cannot go above hard limit. But the soft limit can be changed by any user, a non-root user, and it can set the limit in between their soft limit and the hard limit, which is set by the root user. So that was a bit of the how I'd say, like, the theory about the Ulimit. So let's do the practical and you will understand it better. So this is what we have, our server here. Ulimit. Okay, so I am actually logged in as root, so why not I logged in as another user, so that you will understand that one better. Okay, so that user is HRCSA. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check the limits. So what limits do we have? Okay, so you can see that we have if you can see that core file size, we have date segment size, we have max locked memory, max memory size, how much we can use, and max user processes. For example, you can see this one, so you see that it's 4096. For example, if I say Ulimit and -u, you have the options as well. You can see that it's giving you that you're allowed to open process like 4096. So this is the the limit which is set here To change the limit, or how would I say, if you want to check the limits, there's a very important file as well, which we can check. For example, if I say etc and security and limits.conf, so this is the file which can be read, and you can see that this is here, this is the limits. That's how the limits, we define the limits. For example, you see that how many processes a user can open, and how many processes groups can open, or how many max logins are allowed there. We have soft limits and hard limits are there. So this is what usually we do. So to modify this file, we of course cannot do it with this user unless it's a sudo. We have to do it from the root user. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, for now, and I'm going to exit from this user, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to I'm going to edit this file as root user. So tlimit.conf. Okay, so we are in this file. So first of all, very important thing which I want to show you is if you can see this file here, we have for example, if we want to limit other resources or other parameters as well, we have the syntax for that. For example, you will understand when I will edit this file. Okay, for example, nproc max logins as nice process priorities. So this is how we use. So for example, if I want to I'll say I want and I want RHCSA user to open up, for example, only, how I say, 250 processes. Okay, and that's it. It shouldn't be goes beyond that. Okay, so I can set that limit. Okay, I can say, for example, that's it. So we can save this, and if I log in as RHCSA again, sorry, what is it? Failed to execute because the resources. Okay, let me edit that again. I'll come back. Maybe I'll increase some resources. If you say, maybe it opens too many processes already. So if I say this much and go back, yes, we are here. So you can see that now if we say limit -a, so you can see that the max process limit is 550, which we have set in the limits.conf file, and we limited this user to open only 550 processes, and that's it. If this open more than 550 processes, it will not allow it. Okay, it will not allow it to open more processes than the 550. But as a soft limit, as I mentioned, we can set that. I think it's SU and make it 200. That's how it is. And now if we say, for example, this one, you can see that the max processes is 200. And if we for example make it 800, you see that unlimited, the limit, the max user processes cannot be modified, because of course 800 is more than 550, so it is not allowed for them to exceed that limit. Okay, it can set the soft limits for that. It can set this, that user can set the soft limit for itself below the hard limit. It cannot go beyond the hard limit. So that's how we control the resources. You can even set up the time. You can even real-time priority. You can set up, for example, max memory size, how much we can use. You understand? So that's basically how we can set the hard limits and the soft limits. Okay, and there are many other processes as well. You can check, for example, you see file size is it's limited, so unlimited we can set it. For example, F, and if you do it now, so you can see that its maximum file size is the 800 blocks, which is allowed for us to do. You see that it was unlimited and we set it to 800, so open files, how many files we can open, you see that -n, and we can this is the hard limits, okay. But if you want to -n, you can see that much. But if you want to set up that limit, you can set to the 500. And now if you see, for example, you do it this way, you can do it, but you see that it's beyond the hard limit. But if I want to increase this beyond the hard limit, let me see quickly. Sorry, where is the file size? It's still the 800. It doesn't allow, sorry, 1500 open file size. I don't know what was the actual size, but yes, it usually doesn't it always, of course, it doesn't allow a user to exceed the hard limits, okay. I have to check why it's increasing that much, but yeah, it may be unlimited in the hard limits or something like that, and the soft limit is set up there. So that's how usually we do it. And the file, which as I mentioned is the very important file, is this one. Sorry, yeah, it's actually, yeah, because we have set up the processes limit there, so it's bit of behaving silly. So what I want to show you is the file is very important, and limits. So this is the file, okay, this is the location of the file, and that's what you need to modify if you want to set up the limits there, okay. So that was bit of the overview of the hard limits and soft limits. That's how you can modify it. Remember this portion, okay. If you want to do it, for example, if you want to set hard limit for file size, you have to write this F size here instead of nproc, or you can add another line and you can set it up. So that's the basics of the Ulimit. Very important topic, and you should get your hands on and do more practice. Okay, the next one is a find. Find is a very important command, and usually we use it on different different criteria. Use it with the different criterias. Basically, find command is one of the most powerful tool in Linux system administrators arsenal. It searches for files and directories in directory hierarchy based on users given expressions, okay. So user can input different criterias and different inputs, and to find the different options and different files. Okay, so let's get to the topic. And I have created a couple of files actually, and I have a practice folder here. I have different files, okay, and I renamed it, and I have the dates as well. First of all, this command ls-lhtr, very important command, and it gives you a lot of details about it. As you can see, it is giving you when it was created, what time it was created, who is the group, who's the owner, what the permissions are there, okay. So this is a very important command, so you should know it. Okay, so the find command, okay, find command, for example, what is the syntax of the find? So first of all, find, then we specify the location where we want to find, okay. So for example, I want to find here, we can put dot, okay, that's I want to find it here. And the next one is the options, okay. So what I need is, for example, I want to find the file, so I'll type the file, type is F. What I want to find, I want to find the files which was last modified maybe a month ago, okay. So if I say -m time, and I would say +30, okay, and then what I want to do with it, what I want to execute on that files which it will find, I want to print them. Okay, htr, okay, and there you go. All right, so you see that it prints 1 month old files and 2 month old files as well, because 2 month old files as well, because of the date, of course. So for example, if I say 60, okay, same with this, if I run with the 60, you'll see it will open only 2 months old files, as you can see that, which was created on November 29. Okay, so it will not create it will not show the 1 month old files, because that's not what we are looking for. Okay, so that is the very important option that which we can use. Okay, and next one, for example, you also can see is the you can find, for example, with a specific owner. Okay, so find here, type is of course F, and owner, it is actually user. That's right, it's user. So user is, for example, HRCSA. Okay, so whatever the files which is owned by the user HRCSA will be printed. Okay, so if we say exec ls-lhtr, and I'm sorry, there is something wrong. Sometimes a little space gives you the, oh yes, actually I know what's the problem here. So you see that it's saying that we don't have any file with the user HRCSA. We should have it. Oh no, we don't. Actually, we don't. Yes, we don't. What I'm gonna do is, that's the. So what we was doing is here, the mistake which I was making is, sorry, my bad actually, ls-lhtr, just want to explain you so that you don't make a mistake. So you see that we have the user, okay, root. We don't have a user owned by this file, so that's why we was it doesn't show up anything. So you see that no user HRCSA owned any file there. Yes, there is a group but no user. So for the user, for example, if I say we have Kevin here, so you can see that it showed us that yes, we have the files owned by the user Kevin there. So it printed all those files, as you can see that Oxford. Okay, which is great. Okay, the next one is the, for example, I want to print the files which is owned by the group. Okay, so the group will be, for example, HRCSA now, and you see that all of the files which those files which are whose groups is HRCSA is printed there. Okay, so that's also a attribute there. We can also print with the types as well, for example, or with this particular name, for example. So if I say for example, I just want to print the PDF files only. Okay, so we can print the PDF files as static.pdf. Now you can see that it just printed the PDF files. Okay, so this is also an option which we can use. It's a very powerful command, and it's usually system administrators, they usually use this, because this is how they troubleshoot the things. This is sometime you are given a tasks that there are some PDF files in a particular directory which you need. So for example, if you can see that here, there are a lot of files there. Okay, and you need that files, for example, you need to give those files to somebody. Okay, and he just asks you to just copy the PDF files. We don't need any other file, just the PDF files. So you can find the files there, and then you can copy it, for example, these files, you can see that, and you can copy it to, for example, copy this file to for example in the root directory, and you see that you will go to the root directory. You will see that all PDF files are copied here. See that all PDF files are copied here, and you can copy or move these files to any other locations, so this is only PDF files. We don't copy the whole files there, so same we can use different name patterns, different name type of the files in the find command, and we can copy, move, delete, we can do it. So for example, another thing which we can show you, so if for example you are given tasks that you need to identify the PDF files like this, and these files are useless and you have to remove it, so you can simply say rm, and there you go, and then you will see that no PDF file is there. So very important file, very different commands. I would suggest you to go online and check what exactly the other parameters we can use, and what how we can just work on it and get more hands-on onto this file. The next one is the disk space troubleshooting. Okay, so this is very important one when you're working as a system administrator. Okay, if we check usually we run into this problem. Okay, usually when you get the alerts on your monitoring systems that you are out of space on some servers. So there is not always the options of increasing the space. Sometimes we have useless files, big log files, which we are not using, and which are occupying the space. We can reclaim the space from there. Okay, and we can maintain that to keep the server healthy, and to keep the normal operations going on. So as a system administrator, most of the time you get this job to clear up some space in a server, check it, and and it's not always possible to clear the space. Sometimes you see that there are a lot of important files are there and you can't delete anyone, and then you have to extend it or increase the space or add the space to the existing server and existing disks. So for now, I just want to check, as if you're following my previous videos, what are the commands to check the disk space. So we have this one, so you can see that, for example, I got a problem here. So we have total 12 gigs is mounted on root, and 11 gigs is used already, and 94% of the disk is used, which is a very high number, of course, and I need to check why it is taking more space. We have to troubleshoot that, and what's the command for the troubleshooting, to check the disk space is du-sh, for example, in the current directory. Okay, now you see that it's it must be in the root directory. As I mentioned, we go into the root directory, we are in the root directory, and now we want to check that where is more spaces occupied. So if we just say this one, it will gives us the total disk space which is used, and which is 11 gigs, which already mentioned here, as you can see. But what we need is to find out what files or the directories are taking that much space. So for that, for example, I can use du-sh static mean it will count all of the file sizes here. Okay, the only du-sh will gives you the total file size, but du-sh static will count each and every file and print it. I want to sort it as sort it in reverse order and as a human readable, and I don't want all of the files. Of course, all the files are not taking that much space, so I'll say, for example, only print first 10 files. Okay, first 10 maximum size file. If I do this, so you can see that, I'm sorry, there's something wrong. Oh yeah, head. So it's head. Okay, now you see that. So you see that it's saying that if var directory is getting 6.5 gigs of, it's occupying 6.5 gigs of space, which is normally unusual for a static web server, and then user folder have 3.7 gigs, which kind of makes sense, and then boot, then opt or home, they are normal. So the main culprit is the var directory. We will go to the var directory, and we will repeat the same command to check the size, and it's saying that it's in the www directory, which is 6.1 gigs. It's too much. We need to check why it is getting that space. So you can see that we have 2 directories in this as well. We run this command again, and it's saying that HTML directory is getting more space. So we go there, we check the space there, and we have 2 files there which are taking. One file is 4.1 gigs and one file is 2.0 gigs. Okay, so we need to check with our our developers or with the server owners if these files are necessary or important, and if it's not, we remove it. So this is a lab, and I'm going to delete it anyway. But if you get this case, you need to confirm with your server owners or with the developers if the files which are taking more space are important, or if we can delete it or not. In my case, I can do that. So what I'll do, I'll remove rm static. Yes. So now you can see that, and if we see du-sh, it's 0. Okay, because we deleted all those files. And now if we say df-ht, and now you see that which the root server, before it was 94% used, and now it is 41% there only. So that's how usually we troubleshoot of the do the troubleshooting of the space issues, disk space issues, and we delete the old files. So that's what the disk space troubleshooting which we can do. Very important, and as a sysadmin you should know this is a very nice trick. Rollback system updates. Okay, so sometime usually we for example we install the things. For example, if we install Nginx, okay, so yes, I want to uninstall this. Sorry, I want to install this. Sorry, my bad. So when we install it, it usually goes to different repositories, and it check whether it is this package is available there or not. So in my case, as you can see, that it's checking the sizes. Okay, and it is making sure that we have this package available there. So it's checking that, and somehow I am getting that error, but hopefully it will install this package. So it's actually whatever the repositories are available. I'll actually show you after this section where are the repos are configured. So you can see that. Okay, we can go for yes, and now it's find the package after all, and then it installed that. Okay, and this is a very important thing as well, and very important topic as well about the repos, which I'm going to cover. I'll give you a small bit of, usually when you install, for example, if you search online and for example, how to install Nginx or how to install Apache or Varnish or any other softwares, if you check that, you will see that how they let you install the repositories first, and then they will let you install the package. Okay, so enough talking. Just want to confirm that yes, that's installed. We'll grab for Nginx. You can see that the package is installed there. Now after installing that, for example, we realize that we want to roll back these changes. Usually it's not ideal. For example, this is installation, of course, but usually when you update or upgrade the packages, rollback is very, very tough job. Sometime if you are using different tools. For example, on VMware you can take the snapshots and simply revert the snapshots, but if you don't have any kind of that options, then reverting the packages is not only hard, but it's not even ideal as well. And usually when in the enterprise environment, when there are updates are available, you want to update the different software. For example, if you have update for Nginx, we have to do the different things. We don't simply update it on the production server. We usually test it on some testing server with the same website. We check what the impact of this upgrade on the site. We remove, or we cop up, or we sort out those changes which may occur on the website, on the testing server, and then we deploy it on the production, and then we upgrade it. So that's how in enterprises we can do it. Okay, so sorry, it's giving me wrong. If you say sorry, actually it's my mistake. Yum history. So that's how we get the transaction sorry, the ID of the process. And here, if you can see the install, the number 7, which we run the last time, we can say 7, and you see that now it's rolling back. It's removing the Nginx process, Nginx software which we installed. And now if we run, for example, this command, and you can see that we don't have any Nginx package there, so it revert back the changes. So that's how we can revert back the changes as well. We can roll back the system updates if you upgrade it. And but look, in enterprises there are many other things which matters. So but when we work as administrator, we get used to these things, and we get more hands-on, and we get the experience that what things that matters there. And but the basic concept is like that. So that was the agenda, guys, and I hope you like this video, and I hope you have enjoyed this video as well. I would request you to subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna bring some more exciting videos and a series in coming days, and you will definitely enjoy that. Okay, so please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, thank you very much, guys, and enjoy Linux.